Guess what? It is 5 p.m. You guys know what 5 p.m. on Saturday means? 5 p.m. on a Saturday, guys. You know what that means? That means it's time for Usapan Retro! Yes, Usapan Retro. You know what Usapan Retro is? Usapan Retro is the show that nobody asked for and nobody wants, but it's still happening. It's basically your retro gamer, Tito boomer, anime, comic books, manga, toys, collectibles, cosplay. That's all we talk about. I'm an overaged kid, and I'm here on Kumu sharing my nerdiness with you. Look at all my video games and my toys. Yeah, so that's Usapan Retro. You guys are here for that. And we know that it's supposed to be Usapang Retro. Usapang, pero I'm an amboy, kaya nakalimutan ko yung NG, kaya naging Usapan Retro. Pero I can't change it anymore kasi gumawa na ako ng stickers. So I can't change my stickers because I already ordered them. So, yes. Welcome to Usapan Retro. I think I did all my video game news early. Hey Mika, can you hear me or see me? Can you give me a thumbs up? Let's just get into the show already, right? Let's just get into the show. Okay. Hold on. Let me change my. No, we're gonna change this to. But ooh, look at that! I got graphics. What's up? All right, we're gonna go add, and we're gonna go into the show. Ready? Okay, guys, I'm bringing up. This is a super cool guest. I actually met her on Kumu last week because she had a lightsaber, and dude, that's my jam. And I was like, yo, lightsaber. Okay, we got to bring her up. Let's talk to. Let's meet Mika Fabs, guys. Mika Fabs. Hey.
Hello, Angelo. Thanks for having me.
Hello, everybody. Yeah, thank you for joining us. I'm so glad. That's so cool. That I met a Jedi. I was telling my friends. I was like, hey, I was surfing Kumu the other day, and I met a Jedi. And do you know Roland? He's my business partner in Kumu.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think
he
we met on
posted.
Instagram.
Yeah, because he posted your video, and I was just like, yo, I met this Jedi. So that was actually my video that I gave to him. But he was like, what, a Jedi? I was like, yeah. He's actually my roommate. He lives right down the hall from me.
Oh, hello. Hello.
So I was like, yo, this is so crazy. I can't believe that we have Jedis on Kumu. And that's like the coolest thing, right?
And I think you're about to get more. Actually, on Monday on social TV, I'm bringing up a few more of my Jedi squad, so to say.
Yes.
So, yeah,
That's so
at 5
cool.
p.m. I think.
Wait, okay. So you have a whole Jedi squad. Are you're the same group that used to go around BGC?
Yes. Oh my gosh, how could you miss us, right? So if
You
you've
can't miss
ever
you guys.
passed, if you've
Yeah.
ever passed by BGC at around Terra 28, that
Mhm.
area, and you've seen a bunch of people with lightsabers walking around, sometimes in costume, sometimes going at each other and whacking each other. That's probably us.
Okay. Well, we got to do proper introductions because I actually did some research on you, and you're more than a Jedi. More than a
I
Jedi.
know
Yeah.
it's a wild ride.
All right. Cool. Let's get into it. Okay. So, introductions. How are you? Who are you? What do you do? Why are you on my show?
Well, first of all, I am feeling so great because I am on your show. Thank you so much for having me. And so my name is Mika Fabella. I usually say this to get a conversation going, but I was a professional ballet dancer and now I work in esports. So I know it's like from one end to an entirely different thing that usually gets people asking questions.
I think you have your bridge though, because the nerdy thing is very. I can see your ballet coming into the Jedi choreography, right? And then the Jedi Star Wars goes into the gaming world. So you kind of have this bridge right in the middle. I think you got the whole spectrum covered.
That's right. That's right. It does. And hey, don't get me wrong. Ballet can be pretty geeky. I mean, it involves history. I did study dance as well as my college course, actually. So that was like 6 years of just studying dance. So yes, it can get pretty geeky.
Oh, speaking of some dancers, we have P-pop generation. What's up, Mylene? Thank you for joining us.
Ooh.
Oh, guys, okay, if you're watching this on Facebook Live, it's gonna be boring because we're hanging out on Kumu, and this is where all the
Aw.
interaction is going on. So, guys, hop on over to Kumu. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can watch the live streams at Saturdays 5 p.m. on the Kumu app, and if you're listening to us on Spotify, we're doing this live Saturday 5 p.m.s on the Kumu app. And shout out to my new team, I guess, Podcast Network Asia. Is that like
Oh, awesome.
I don't know if I signed with them. Like, do I get like a one of those things? What are the chain? You know, like I signed with The Rock. Like, you know, remember when Jay-Z and Beyonce? So
Yo,
baddest
yeah,
chicken,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, baddest chick in the game, wearing my chain.
That's considered retro now, isn't it? Even though I feel like, you talk about Jay-Z and Beyonce, I'm like, that's still current, and apparently it's not.
No, hindi na. See, Bay is like an Oprah status now. I think Rihanna has stepped into the Beyonce kind of like the right. I know
I
that just like
see, I
certain
see.
levels, like yeah, like Beyonce is already like on deity level, right? And then
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
Rihanna is like queen, and then like in a little bit she'll become also a god like Beyonce. But
That's
yeah, it's
right. That's right. Yeah.
yeah.
I'm like
So
I'm also Tita level, so sometimes I get my years mixed up. I'm like, that was just 2 years ago, 3 years ago, right? And apparently no, it was 10 years ago.
wow. So taka muna. Okay. So you grew up doing ballet.
Here's the funny thing. So I actually wanted to be a scientist when I grew up, and I had no desire whatsoever to put on a tutu. And when I was 17 years old, this is kind of getting into how old I am. But when I was 17 years old, that's actually when I started dancing, and fell in love with it immediately. Danced professionally with Ballet Philippines for about 7 years. And I studied dance as well in UP Diliman. Yes, there is
That's
a
cool.
dance course.
That's a real course in UP.
Yes, it
That's
is.
rad. I always
And
thought like UP was like brainy, diba?
I
Like
know, I know. Well,
yeah.
don't get me wrong. Like thinking back to my years there, I mean, it got pretty brainy. I thought I was like, oh, I'll just be dancing every day. Nah, we had to learn like anatomy. We had to learn all of the different folk dances from all around the world. We had to do injury prevention and everything. So it was pretty intensive.
Oh, okay. So were you introduced to the Jedi scene, the Filipino Jedi scene when you were in college, or was this a post-college thing already?
Okay, so it's a little funny. I've always been a Star Wars fan. My dad was actually a huge Star Wars fan. So when I was 6 years old, that was all we would watch on the VHS / Betamax. Oops.
Betamax, yeah. Did you rent videos? Are you
Yes,
did you reach the renting videos, right?
yes,
Oh my
I
gosh.
did. At what's that? Aka Video.
Oh no.
Yes, I did. So we would rent those, and that was all I would watch. It was episode 4, 5, and 6, 6, 5, 4, 5, 6, 4, over and over and over again until I'm like memorized the films. Like when growing up, we called our cars like let's ride the X-wing, let's ride the Millennium Falcon today. So we were really a Star Wars family, and
That's so cool. That's so
yes,
rad.
yes. Even my
Did your
mom, even
So did your parents did they ever tell you stories about like when they were like when Star Wars came out in the Philippines? What was it like?
yes. So my dad was actually one of those that stood in line in like 1977, waiting to watch Star Wars and couldn't wait until The Empire Strikes Back. And he was in line. And then when episodes 1, 2, and 3 came out, we all watched it together. And now, as you know, we're fresh from episodes 7, 9, and 8. I'm the one lining up in costume and everything. So that's one of the things I love about Star Wars. It's almost like a generational thing. I mean, like
Yeah.
growing up, like I was lining up, and then now you have like, well, I don't have kids, but you have my friends who have kids. Now they're lining up with their kids too in costume too. So it's really nice. It's almost like an heirloom that you pass down to your kids, the Star Wars fandom.
That's so cool. So okay, so you grew up watching Star Wars from the original trilogy, and then what was your impressions of the next trilogy of episodes 1, 2, and 3? Or like what did you think when you saw those?
Honestly, I was okay. It was at a time wherein visual effects were still. It was still like on like the precipice of really exploding. So Jar Jar Binks blew my mind. I mean, seeing the battle in Naboo. I mean, like you look at episode 1 now, and it's kind of like you can see the age. But back then in the theaters, it was like, oh my gosh, what is happening? Plus, episode 1 was one of the first movies wherein you had 3 battles going on at the same time in the style of Return of the Jedi. You had this amazing soundtrack, and it was just like boom, 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 boom all around. So it was. I actually enjoyed the prequel trilogy. Of course, now with all of this experience, you can go back and kind of critique it a bit. But for its time, you have to give it credit. It really did change the game.
I see. Okay, so I obviously didn't watch the original trilogy in the theaters, but I did watch so before the prequel trilogy came out, like 2 years I believe before the prequel trilogy came out, they re-released the remastered versions in the theaters. So I got to experience those. Like, oh, I mean, I was already the VHS fan, right? But I finally got to see it in widescreen and all its glory. And then when I got to the like, and then when the prequel trilogy came out, I was just like hella sad, dude. Like I don't know. I think like I had outgrown it already. Like Jar Jar Binks was hella annoying.
Yeah, it didn't quite have the. It was more of the world building. I feel. I mean, we got a whole lot of the politics and all the different plans and what went on behind to actually cause the war in the Star Wars. But you didn't have that same heart as you did in 4, 5, and 6. And I think that was what was really missing. And I think that's why the original trilogy is still so special for Star Wars fans. It really was.
Yeah.
It still is the standard, man. It still is the standard for me.
Yeah. Well, you know what? You know what was weird? Like the what you call it? The sequel trilogy. Like actually, it was started out really good, and then it just kind of went like totally left in towards the last one, right? Like it just kind of like what was your opinion on the last trilogy?
Oh my gosh. Okay. So I actually have several podcasts with other Star Wars fans on this for each of the movies, especially for episode 9, where we actually had this, I believe, with like, it was supposed to be, we had a media guy, Paolo Valenciano was supposed to be there as well. And we just basically broke down everything that got us really frustrated, I guess, about episode 9, because it felt like it was almost there, just a little bit.
Yeah,
but
I know what you're saying. Yeah, I think it was like
cracks.
when they got to like the last Sith planet. I think they just like totally messed it up.
Oh
And
my god.
okay, hey, what's up, Ulan? If you guys don't know Ulan's here. She's amazing. She's actually the boss of everyone at Kumu, like the real boss.
Oh wow, the big boss.
Yeah. But okay. So what I didn't like about it, right, was that I had read all the books, all the Thrawn trilogy, right?
The extended universe, yeah.
Yeah, the extended universe. So I had read those books, and like those books were awesome, right?
Yeah.
I was like,
Thrawn
why
is
didn't you just
amazing.
why don't you just make those into the movies?
I know,
Like,
I know. There was so much material to build on,
yeah,
and they
it
just
was way more
decided
believable.
to.
Like the extended Star Wars. What did they call it? The extended universe or the
Yeah. The EU extended universe, expanded universe.
what?
It's
Yeah,
yeah,
but
but the
the
EU.
Thrawn trilogy was guys. If you guys read it, that's how it should have. That's what the next 3 movies should have been. I don't know why they destroyed it. And then it goes into like my thing, right? Which I liked it before because they had like like LucasArts had like that like I forgot what they're called, but like the historian, like the chronological society of Star Wars,
Oh yeah.
where they
You had
actually
like these
built everything.
archivists.
Yeah. Oh crap! I don't have it here, but I think I put it away. But my favorite Star Wars video game of all time was
Is it Knights?
KOTR, Knights
Knights
of
of
the
the
Old
Old Republic.
Republic.
That's
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So Knights of the Old Republic. So they built this really really cool like mythology, and I felt like the sequel trilogy just kind of shattered on it. I was kind of
I
sad.
know. There were so many moments that I thought the sequel trilogy was really going to, really come into its own. And one of the ones that I was most disappointed with was actually, the very first scene that we had in episode 7 was this image of a stormtrooper, and the bloody fingerprints over here, and he takes his helmet off, and suddenly you get a face to a stormtrooper. So
Yeah.
I thought that was gonna be their new thing, that like stormtroopers have feelings, stormtroopers can rebel, stormtroopers can think. And then they just decided to throw that out the window, and
Yeah. And
then
then
became nothing more than some whooping guy in the
and then
background.
what was the point of building up what was the first villain, the first antagonist in the first movie?
No,
Snoke.
oh
Yeah.
my
And then they
god,
held.
and then
See,
Phasma.
I can't even remember these guys anymore. They're so forgettable, right? Like it's like they built this dude up to make him all badass, and he just like dies, right? And then like
I
they're like,
know.
no, we're bringing the emperor back. I'm
And it
like,
was
I
so
know.
anticlimactic. It was just like swoosh, and he was gone. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, did that happen?
Okay. So the Jedi community in general was just like kind of like, eh. I think they should just throw those out and just make the Thrawn books into a movie.
I know. I'm so glad that they made him canon. I am so glad that he made him canon. One of the best written villains of all time, I think.
Well, because he was a likable villain. Like he wasn't such a like the Thrawn was just a very like he was like a Vulcan. Like he
Yeah,
was just a
yeah.
very practical dude.
Like I would love to sit down and talk to Thrawn. Like I want to have coffee with you.
Yeah, he wasn't like an evil like I guess he had an evil empire,
Yeah,
but then when he was running it, it was just like very like they were kind of the underdogs already, right? He's like, okay, I got to make sure my dudes are surviving. We got to do this hit and run attacks. We got to go hang out. So it was kind of cool. Like he maneuvered his way back. I was like,
yeah.
he was
Thrawn is big brain. I mean, like he's so cultured and
Brady.
intelligent. Yeah,
He
he's a
went to
big
UP
brain.
because Brady.
Big brain yan si Thrawn. But yeah, man, when we had, I mean, like, don't get me wrong, the Star Wars community is still, I mean, they'll still come and support any film that comes out. I mean, one of the great experiences I feel like is watching it in a cinema full of Star Wars fans, and
Yeah.
you get that wonderful applause at the very
No,
beginning.
but
It's like,
Rogue One was amazing. That what I
oh,
love. Rogue One was like, yo, that was some fan service. Like
yeah,
that
Rogue
tied
One
that
is
tied everything together. I was just like, yeah, because
that
I was
was
watching it.
beautiful. That was beautiful. Rogue One was beautiful.
Yes, that was art. I'm so glad that movie happened. But I think that's why the last movie got messed up, right? Because the studio stepped in and hacked that movie together too. And
Yeah,
but
yeah,
they,
yeah.
yeah.
I think the version that came out in the cinemas is actually like the 4th version, I think. And did
Yeah.
you happen to see there was a leaked script that came out? Did you check that out?
No.
So there
did
was
not.
they released an original version of episode 9, and after reading it I was like, oh man, why didn't they go with this? It was originally titled Star Wars Episode 9 Duel of the Fates. I was like,
Oh, what happened?
well, apparently that was scrapped. Disney came in and did their revisions,
Yeah.
and somebody else came in and did their revisions, and we
Uh-huh.
have what we have now. But I feel like that original version
Yeah.
was really good.
But what happened in the original version? Like what was supposed to happen?
Lots. Like for example, Palpatine was never supposed to come back. And it
Good,
was really
yeah,
Kylo Ren that was supposed to be the big bad. Like he was
Yeah.
like a war criminal and everything. And
What's up,
Ray
Megs?
was
How's it
supposed to
going?
come in,
Sorry.
everything.
Yeah.
Hey! Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
Meg, thanks for the Carlito.
Yeah, thank you so much. Okay, so Kylo Ren was supposed to be the big baddie, and
Yeah,
then
Kylo Ren was supposed to be the big baddie. They were supposed to have a big showdown in Coruscant, one of the main planets that you see in
Yeah.
episode 2.
dude,
so it
Coruscant
was-
was not used enough. What the
Yeah.
hell?
And it's the capital. It's the
Yeah.
like it's like New York City or something, So they were supposed to have a big showdown there. They were supposed to show like troopers invading the city and everything. And I believe that the troopers, after Finn kind of like doing his whole stormtroopers have feelings and come with me, stormtroopers, we're going to rebel. The stormtroopers actually turn on the Empire. So I was like,
That's so
oh
cool.
my god, I know that would have been so amazing.
Yeah,
And
'cause
Leia, of course, was supposed to have a bigger part.
well,
Yeah.
So, rest in peace.
I know.
Oh, okay. So the movies, we know about that. How did you become a Jedi? How about this? Let's talk about this. How does a ballerina from UP Brainy become a Jedi?
So this is I guess this has to do with the Star Wars community, the Star Wars fan community that's been in existence, I guess, since the prequel trilogy
77.
came out. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
77, but I think like it took shape thanks to carbon dating Yahoo groups. We had Star Wars Philippines that came out. Yeah, Yahoo groups, mailing lists, forums, all
Wow.
that early internet days. So there was a
A
Star Wars
geosite?
fan
Was
group.
there a geosites?
There wasn't a geosites, but yes, it was around that time. So there was a Star Wars fan group that started taking shape, and these were the guys that were diehard fans enough to go in costume and everything. So as the Star Wars universe, went on to Disney and everything, and more hype started to build up. In 2015, when Episode 7 was just about to be released, suddenly there were people who were making lightsabers, and the Star Wars, basically a few people from that Star Wars community basically decided, you know what would be cool if we actually bought those lightsabers and decided to whack each other with it like real Jedi. And
Yeah.
I was a part of that, and I was like, that sounds awesome.
Wait, what
So
year
I
was
joined
this?
in.
Yeah,
This
sorry.
was 2015. So
Okay.
at the premiere of The Force Awakens, we actually staged one of the first like full, choreographed and with the, lightsabers and stunt sabers and everything, fights for the premiere. So we got to hit each other like true friends.
So okay, so does it hurt when you what are these things made of? Because I've seen
Well,
them. Yeah.
Well, so this thing, if you'll see it, it's not on yet. It's made of aluminum, I
Wait, who
think.
made
So
this? I think I know these guys. Who made this?
this is actually a from the U.S. This is Saberforge,
Okay.
one of the suppliers, one of the major suppliers of lightsabers, I guess, in the U.S. And this is the polycarbonate blade. So it's a
Yeah.
heavy grade polycarbonate blade. So if you hit this against the wall, it doesn't break. I mean, you're gonna have to like really, really, really try your best for it to break. Then there is a bulb in the middle. There's like a lead. Some have a lead string in the middle, but this one
Yeah.
just has a light in the middle. And there's a reflector here too, so that when you turn it on, it goes all the way up there.
Nice. So
Yes.
does it like I've seen some of them that have the sound effects.
Yes.
So the pro ones have the sound effects too?
Yeah. So this is a stunt saber. So this one is just basically, it's just the lightsaber, and then you turn it off and on, and that's it. This
Wait,
one,
you said stunt saber? So you know how to do stunts too? You know how to do Jedi stunts?
yes. Actually, fun fact, my what's this? My background is in dance, but my siblings, three of my siblings, were actually competitive martial artists.
That's so rad.
They used to compete in the national wushu team. So I learned some stuff from them, and they helped me choreograph some stuff. This is a fully decked out saber. So this actually has about different colors. Oh my gosh, you can't see it with the lighting.
That's a red
But this
one.
is-
But what do the colors mean? Like if you have like a red, blue, or green, like do those colors have meaning?
Well, according to the lore, they do have meaning. I kind of treat mine like a mood ring. Like if I'm feeling angry, it's red. But this one is, you know what? Let's see. I'm feeling. I put it back to my default. Oh no, I make it green right now. Oh, okay. This is the
Because what's
nice.
his face? Darth Vader had a green saber, right? And
That's
Luke's
right.
blue, right?
So I think in the
It's from the
lore,
Kyber
it's like
crystals.
if
The
you
Kyber crystals?
are if you are green, you're a consular. So it's more on there's a sound. You can hear it.
Yeah.
And this also has what we call flash on clash. So when you hit it,
Oh,
has a flash. Yeah. And then you move it around too.
can you show us some stuff?
Yes. Oh, of course. Sure.
Guys, come on, check us out, dude. We're gonna see Mika Fabs do some Jedi stuff.
right now.
Yeah.
But let me tilt this up just so that you can get the whole thing. So this is what we call the Obi Annie. So this spin kind of goes behind and in front. I'm doing it slowly because I don't want to hit my mic.
That's so cool. And then and then you have the advantage, right? Because you're a graceful ballerina. So like when you're choreographing, go ahead.
It does help with the choreography. I feel like I can pick stuff up, I guess, a lot faster. And like, if you need a high kick or something, then sure, why not? or a cartwheel or some kind of thing.
That's
Then
so cool. Okay, how
yeah.
much does one of those things cost? Like in
Um,
pesos? And where can I buy one?
so this blue one is from Saberforge. I think in total it cost about 9,000 at the time with shipping.
Yeah.
So not too bad. This one over here is from Saber Trio. Shout out to Saber Trio, by the way. I'm one of their Jedi ambassadors. So they're a group in Malaysia, and they have a retailer here called Saber Source, who might be on Kumu soon, by the way.
Yes.
John Rafuliao, if you're watching, please do come on already.
Oh my gosh, you'd be the perfect streamer to sell for them on Kumu.
Yes, I would love. We'll probably like have like a breakdown and everything of the different sabers. But this one, I think these can easily go up to about 20 and up.
Okay.
20
yeah.
and up, maybe even up to depending on how far you want to customize your saber. Because so this has sounds and the flash on clash, but you could even go so far as to they call it delayed ignition. So that when you turn it on, you actually see it go all the way up and then retract all the way down in case you want to feel like you want that added flavor to feel like a real Jedi Knight.
Holy crap! So the whole Jedi scene has gone. Do you know what my introductions to Jedis were like real world Jedis? Okay, I'll just show it to you. Right, this is my introduction to real world Jedis. So that's what I thought Jedis were. That's what I thought real world Jedis were like. I was just like, I don't know what's up with these folks. And then when I saw this whole squad and you guys have the lit up lightsabers and everybody, I was like, whoa, wait a minute. There's actually like like a real culture behind this right now.
Yeah, yeah. Well, not gonna lie, I feel like I know that guy. I feel like I've seen him somewhere before.
Oh no, that's a very famous meme. That was like one of the very first viral YouTube videos. Was this guy that was yeah, he was and then there's if you actually look him up, Star Wars Kid is his name. If you actually look him up, people have remixed it, and then people like put that video into After Effects, and then they did the whole like sound effects with the lights, and it's actually pretty good. But wait a minute, so that was that, right? And then so this is like modern. This is how I met you. Was this?
And we spin and slice right there. Oh my god, I'm hitting my ring light already. But another one is so when you do that, you're doing an obi ani. You are turning into yes.
So yeah. So you guys have come a long way. Do you know when did the real like professional lightsabers start hitting the Philippines? Like when did that whole scene start developing? Was it tied into like the whole Cali scene also? You guys like, have similar friends? Like it's kind of cool that you actually developed it into a whole martial arts and everything, but it reminds me a lot of Cali. So I was wondering.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
in the Philippines.
So it started out really with the Star Wars fan base that wanted to feel like a Jedi, because who doesn't want to feel like a Jedi? So so after that started taking shape, of course, people started to ask questions, want to learn more, and then we discovered actually like martial artists who wanted to come and teach, and they actually were also Star Wars fans. So they would come in, share some of their knowledge until it became this whole big community. We actually have in our group sort of like 3 factions. You have the sort of like we have like the usual Saber fans. These are the Star Wars fans and everything. And then we have Saber Combat, which is those who want to take it a little bit more seriously. So this is where you'll find a lot of the serious martial artists. And then we also have Saber Builders, those who are very interested in building their own sabers. And these guys are so creative. They can make sabers out of like, they get their old flashlight. Suddenly they have this badass saber, and it's like, what? Where did that come from?
That reminds me like the vape builders in the Philippines.
Yeah. You know what? You know what's funny? The battery that the sabers run on, it's the same battery as the vape, that 18650. So I wouldn't
Yeah.
be surprised if they come from the same community.
Well, those drip vapes were actually converted flashlights. Yeah. So
Oh,
I have a friend who's also like a vape hacker, and he was telling me like, oh yeah, the whole scene developed in the Philippines, and I was like, well, I guess that whole scene was also building lightsabers, I guess. That's
right,
so
right.
cool.
It
Yeah.
makes sense. Kind of
Okay.
coming around.
So one of the questions I always wanted to know is why do Jedi's only wear white and brown? What's up with that?
Well, actually, Jedi's do wear, like, my costume right now is a green. It's an earthy green over here.
I
Modeling this out for you.
I don't
So
think you're
I
supposed to be
chose
wearing
an
that. I think it's supposed to be white and brown. I think I read somewhere that have to wear white and brown. You have to wear
it's
earth tones.
it's not part of the, I don't know, I think it's like just their earthy tones are that's their aesthetic. So it can go so far as like shades of like white, off white, then going into the
Yeah,
tan, the browns. There are some that have a bit of green, like for example in the expanded universe, Quinlan Voss does have green, this color of green, actually a very olivey kind of green. You'll have some blue ones also, but it's not too common. I think it was like old Republic days. You'll have some blue shades here and there, but it's mostly very very earth tone ang kanilang aesthetic.
yeah,
It's
they're
their
very
color palette.
they're very in California we call them crunchy. They're granola people.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Like they're probably vegan and they practice like yoga and
For
everything.
sure. I bet you
Yeah,
Jedi's wear like the shoes with the toes in them.
I know, I know. You know, they seem like the type. They seem like the type.
Okay, so okay, there's Jedi's. Are there Sith?
Of
Uh, is-
course, there are Sith. In fact, I feel like there are too many Sith.
really?
Because some people just find that dark side just
But
irresistible.
there's only
There
supposed
are,
to be two, right?
yeah. No,
They're
I think
breaking
we're
all
like,
the.
I think we've got like that balance between the dark and the light side, and there are just as many Sith as there are Jedi. I think actually no, I think there's an imbalance. I think there's more right now. Everybody wants to be a Sith because they're so cool.
Okay, so how do you become a Jedi? Like if somebody wanted to become a Jedi, like what are the first steps?
Well, so currently there are three groups, like sort of Star Wars groups here in the Philippines. The best thing is that the three of them are Lucasfilm affiliated, and Disney
Wait,
affiliated as well.
Lucasfilm, these things are licensed?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay, cool.
these groups are affiliated with Lucasfilms and Disney. And well, if we were in the States, actually, if you see those guys walking around sometimes in like Disney, same guys.
Yeah.
So this is the 501st Legion. This is basically dedicated towards the Star Wars fans that have a passion for dressing up as the bad guys of the Star Wars universe. This includes stormtroopers, even the Sith, Darth Vader himself, Boba Fett, Jango Fett. All of those belong to the 501st Legion. Then we have the Rebel Legion, the good side, of course, the rebels. So you'll have your X-wing pilots, you'll have your Wookiees, you'll have some aliens sometimes, and of course you'll have the Jedi there.
What
Now the
about your
third group,
What about the Filipinos?
the Philippines.
The Filipinos on Endor. We had our own planet. We were all they were
That's
all
right.
speaking
That's
Tagalog.
right. The Filipinos are the ones that said
Patay ka dyan,
patay.
patay ka dyan.
The third group that I'm a part of is Fight Saber Philippines. So this group is dedicated solely to actually performing. So we usually host like Jedi academies for people. And in order to join this, you have to have a sort of like approved costume. So you'll have somebody assist you in like really getting your costume almost because screen accurate. This means that if say George Lucas was to tell you like the next day, all right, you're going on screen, you got to be a Jedi, your costume has to pass. It's that intense.
So do you
And of
go to
course,
like
we
Anna's
like it.
linens?
Sorry?
Like so your first step is to go to like Anna's linens, buy all the browns, the dark greens and the
Pretty
whites and
much,
off-whites.
yeah. There are even like they'll teach you how to do this, but there's even like certain cloths that you have, like you can only use Katrina for this part of the costume and everything. And
Wow.
it gets really 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 intensive. But afterwards, when you do have your costume made, you feel you feel like a Jedi, man. You really do feel like a Jedi.
So step one is to get the costume, right? And then once you have the approved, well, let's not call it a costume. Let's call it the uniform, right? So you
Oh
have to
yeah.
get your you have to get your uniform, right? Because guys, guys, I don't know if you know how big this scene is, but it's a pretty big scene. So you get your uniform. After you get your uniform, do you go straight to a saber, or do you have to like learn some other lessons first?
You could go straight to a saber. Of course, it depends because sometimes like people want to space out. Like, it's not a cheap hobby, so sometimes people want to
Yeah.
space out what they're purchasing. So aside from getting a saber, you could also just attend like the lessons first and
Where
like
are the
hang out with
lessons
the group.
at? Yeah,
The,
where are these?
these
Is
are
this a
these are
secret?
all of no, these are all of these things that you see in BGC when you see all of these guys with
Yeah.
lightsabers hitting each other. That's it. Those are
But how do
hangouts.
I get invited to those? I tried googling Filipino Jedi's. I couldn't find it. I couldn't find anything on. Like, how did you guys find each other? And how do I
Well,
hang out?
you can head on to Facebook and you can check out the Philippine Lightsaber Guild. So, and it's free to join. You can just join in, and then usually when there's a meetup, they'll usually announce a meetup. Of course, this is when meetups were possible, guys.
Okay,
Before COVID hit.
search this, right? Philippines Lightsaber Guild, guys. If you guys are
That's right.
interested in becoming a Jedi, search Philippine Lightsaber Guild, right? That's a
Yep.
guide. Okay, so the Philippines Lightsaber Guild. Okay, do you guys do virtual meetups at all? You guys should bring well, you're gonna bring the whole gang to Kumu, so you guys
Yeah,
should do
we
like
we do virtual meetups, but it's not the same. It's like people like
But you can
it,
make it better with like OBS. I'll be in a TIE fighter because I am definitely a Sith, like 100%. I am a like I have. You
oh,
can't see it here right now. I have a huge Darth Vader collection. Like ever since I was a kid, I was obsessed with Darth Vader. I have Darth Vader everything.
that is
Um,
awesome.
like even one of the OG Kenner toys. I have OG Kenner Darth
Oh my
Vader.
gosh.
Yeah, yeah. But I've been collecting Darth
Legit.
Vaders. Yeah, just anything Darth Vader like I bought. But where was I going with that? Nothing. I just wanted to talk to you about my toys.
Well,
Yeah.
what's cool is like for the if you're sort of like applying to be Darth Vader in the 501st Legion, they actually have a height requirement. So you have to be, I think the shortest Darth Vader that we have here in the Philippines is 5'10".
6'1". I'm in.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my god, you should go for it.
Yeah,
You should go for it.
I already have the helmet. The one that.
Yeah. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
Yeah, Darth Vader is like he's like the dopest. Like yes. Anyway,
He is. He is.
okay, so that's how you become a Jedi. You go get your first. You get your uniform. You can find out all the requirements on the lightsaber guild, right? There's the guidelines on what to buy and how to make your uniform. It's already on the lightsaber guild.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely. So once you join this lovely, awesome community over here, once you start getting into the meetups and the hangouts, which were possible before COVID, but yeah, hopefully we'll be back soon. And once you meet all of those wonderful guys there, then they'll be able to help you and assist you make a costume, get your first saber, like a replacement saber if you don't have one in the meantime, and sometimes even lend. So they're awesome guys. They're such a great, helpful, generous, and really welcoming community.
How often did you guys meet up when you guys were active? Or
At
you guys are still active?
least it was at least once a week. But sometimes you get really clingy, and because real friendships really form through Star Wars, so sometimes we would even like meet up maybe twice a week or something. And when it was near, like, say, convention season, when we'd have to like practice and rehearse for like our
For
routines
like
and stuff,
ToyCon and stuff like that.
yeah, an Asia Pop Comic Con, we'd meet up every single day.
Oh snap! And then is it like are you guys invited in or do you guys just raid the place and do it like Flashdance style? Where you guys
No, we would usually get invited because we had a bit of stage time. So we actually would like rehearse on stage with like the lights and everything, and yeah, and then we would also do a saber walk in the convention. So everybody, as in everybody in costume or not, who had a saber would join us in this huge parade around the convention, just holding up our sabers and walking around.
That's so rad. I mean, did they turn off the lights for you guys? I think that'd be the coolest thing if the lights just went off at the convention and everyone was just walking around with lightsabers that were lit up. Has that ever happened?
Unfortunately, they didn't, but BGC does do that for us because we're a part of the Earth Day celebration.
Yes,
so
that was cool. That was really cool.
Yes, yes.
But where
So
did you guys
BGC
walk?
was
You
very
guys
cool.
walked up High Street, and then where'd you guys go? You guys
It
walked
was
from the bottom of
basically
High Street to the top.
up and down
Oh.
High Street. That's it. That's it. We made it seem like we were going all around, the city. Now it's up and down High Street.
That's so rad. Cool. Okay. So is there anything else you wanted to share with about Jedi news and Jedi stuffs?
Well, you know what? Just join this group and all of your answers, everything will be answered. Everything that you could ever possibly want to know about the Star Wars community, I think begins right here. I am pointing at
Okay,
yeah.
Philippines Lightsaber Guild. Okay, I'm with it. I'm gonna go research that and check that out. Okay, so I did the thing down there. I followed Mika Fabs on the Kumu and the IG, and I found out Mika, you are also a esports. Well, no. Okay, no. Before we get to that, this week I did a press con on Wednesday, right?
Yes,
The
congratulations.
Yeah, so we are the official Kumu is the official live stream platform of Cinemalaya. But I also did some research on you, and you directed a film on Cinemalaya.
I did. I did direct a film in Cinemalaya in 2018. That was batch 14, I think. Um, and I directed a film. It was actually like a finals for a film class before I graduated from UP. And my prof said, "Hey, submit it." I was like, "Yeah, okay, whatever. I'll give it a try." And I did, and it got in. And I was so taken aback. I was like, "Wait, hold on. What?" It got in. So this film's name is it's called Yakap, and it's actually a dance film. It's a silent film, and it's told entirely through dance.
That's so rad. Are you the one dancing, or did you hire an actress for it?
No, no, no. I'm not the one. I wasn't the one dancing, but I hired two friends from at that time Ballet Philippines. I'm really glad I got them because now they're like international superstars. I can say, oh, hey, I got these guys in my film. They're now dancing for a ballet company in Germany, I believe.
Oh, that's so cool. Oh, so let's talk about your ballet career. So yeah, so what's that world like? Like that's I know um I think a friend of mine dated a ballerina back in the day, but like I didn't know there was like a whole like ballerina world in the Philippines. Like where do you guys hang out? I've never met any ballerinas.
Yeah, yeah. So the reason I think why you've never met any ballerinas is because we're way too busy rehearsing, man. I mean, it's nonstop. Our day usually starts. This is when I was with Ballet Philippines, which dances at the CCP. Our day starts at 2 p.m. and we rehearse all the way until 10 p.m. So that's like eight. It's like a job. You have 8 hours. You're in the studio. You are dancing, and 10 p.m. By the time you get out, you are way too tired to party because you have to wake up the next day and you have to work on whatever solo you're doing, whatever dance you're doing. And yeah, I think that's why ballerinas don't really hang out. They're just way too busy rehearsing.
Whoa. So you studied ballet in college, and then did you dance professionally for a while? Did you like travel and do all that stuff?
I did. So I danced professionally with Ballet Philippines for 7 years. Woof. 7 years. Yeah, so I was with them for 7 years. My last full professional show was in 2014. And I took a break after that because I was actually doing my thesis in UP. And that's when I realized when I stopped dancing, I was like, wow, I got a lot of time on my hands if I don't have rehearsals. So but now I kind of like just dance contemporary and sometimes a little bit of theater as well. More into the commercial and I guess theater side of it instead of like the full length classical Swan Lake or whatever it is, Giselle or something. I'm like, it's okay. I am know that. I only know Lisa Makuha. Yes, Miss Lisa is definitely, of course, one of the most famous ballet dancers that we have here. There are three ballet companies actually here in the Philippines. So we have Ballet Philippines, Ballet Manila, and Philippine Ballet Theater.
That's so cool. Are they all in the CCP? Like where are all the performances at?
Well, the so for Ballet Philippines, their home base is the CCP. Ballet Manila's home base is in Star Theater and Aleo Theater, right across the street actually from CCP. And the Philippine Ballet Theater, I believe, is they're also a resident company of the CCP, but they also perform frequently in Meralco Theater.
Man, I never get invited to any ballets like ever. I think like the closest thing, like I was a kid when I saw Nutcracker, but like as an adult, like nobody's ever invited me to a ballet, and I didn't even know that whole scene
Aw,
existed in the Philippines. Like, how often are there
I'd
like
invite
shows?
you.
Yeah,
Usually, it's like a whole season. Like so, throughout the year,
there's a
you'll have
ballet season. What?
yeah, yeah. All three
Where have
companies
I
have a season.
been? Like I don't like. Why do I know these things?
Dude, when things clear up, like with this whole social distancing thing, tickets on me. I'll take you to one.
Cool, thank you. Yeah, in fact, like so one of the things that we're super excited about is have you heard of the we're actually doing a live stream teleserie on Kumu. Did you hear about that?
No. Tell me more.
Yeah, it's called Kumusta Bro, and it's based on the BL series it's out of very popular out of Thailand and Japan. So BL stands for Boys Love, and it's basically like the story is these guys meet online and they fall in love, right? And
Oh,
so there's a couple of series that are very popular right now, but this production company had hit me up. And they gave me this proposal where they're like, "Hey, we want to tell this, but we want to make it live and interactive through live stream." And then like I checked they're the same people that did like Ampalaya Chronicles, and they have a bunch of movies on I Want and Netflix. And I was just like, yeah, bro, let's do it, right? So I'm really excited to. That's actually coming out this Monday, starring Sky Kizon, Christoph Garcia, RJ Augustin, and then some new guy that's like a hottie Instagram model. But but I don't
that's
know.
awesome. I'd love to check that out.
Yeah, but speaking of that, it was like the whole theater thing. Like I was talking to a couple of other theater people, and I was telling them like, guys, like you guys could like I believe theater translates very well into live stream. Like you could totally tell a whole interactive story through live streaming. So I was like, tell your friends. I want to get like if this whole thing works with this live stream interactive series, like I want to do it with the theater heads. Like I want to see people like.
Absolutely. Yeah. Actually, you know what? You know what's funny? I got onto Kumu because of the cancellation of so many events and productions and shows. A lot of my theater friends actually came onto Kumu and they were like, Mika, you gotta get in on this. You're gonna be amazing here. And they kind of dragged me on here. And then I after I did my first live stream, I realized this was this whole beautiful community. And yeah, so I think that's definitely possible. You have so many talented people here on Kumu, man. It's insane. It's overwhelming.
Yeah, 'cause you know what? There's like okay, there's like we do like the one-on-one streams where thank you so much by the way. I'm so happy you love our platform. What's up, Quicksta? How's it going? Or Quisteta, Quisteta. What's up, Quisteta? Thumbs up. Yeah. So I mean, like one of the things that we've always done was like we've done like the interactive live streams, we've done like the interactive engaging live streams, but I don't think like I haven't seen like I've seen people do it pre-recorded like through Zoom and stuff, but I've never seen like the interactive narrative live stream, And I always
I
wanted to
know.
like yeah, so like I really want to push the boundaries for that for Kumu because that's actually my department is the programming department, and I'm like yeah, the game shows are fun and all that stuff, but I really want to push the boundaries of what we could do with live streaming. So that was kind of
Because
like yeah.
Kumu just offers a whole new level of interactivity. You could even have this kind of like maybe you could even encourage people like to vote which way they want. Like let's say it's a love series, who should the guy choose or something? So they could even
Did
like
you read the script of Kamusta Bro? How do you know this?
oh my god, oh really? That's
yeah,
amazing.
the audience is gonna play a part on how this. Yeah, so it's basically the whole thing is gonna be told on Kumu. So it's gonna be told as live streamers. They're gonna be live streamers on Kumu. They have we had to come clean because they're like actually pretty known actors. So we're like, okay, guys, they're actors. They're gonna be playing these parts. So don't be confused when you see it. But it's a love story. But you could tell them, But you what was that? Kasama sa kilig at kasama sa kwento. That's our tagline.
Oh, that's great. You know what, dude? You can't see it, but I'm getting goosebumps here just because it's been really disheartening having cancellation after cancellation for all of these wonderful performers, and hearing this that there's so many new creative ways coming out, and including this, especially on Kumu, it gives us that little spark to
Oh,
keep on going.
tell all the
Yeah.
production to tell the production houses to hit me up because I'm actually like I'm looking for more stories. I'm looking like I think like I said, theater translates naturally, but if we could do interactive theater, like I think it would work on live stream. So yeah, tell all the prod houses and all the companies out there like, hey, if they have a concept for live stream, bring it to Kumu. Let's try it out. Okay.
Definitely.
Yes. So now we'll get to my passion. Actually, it's not my passion. I hate pro sports video games. I hate e-gamers. But anyway,
what is that? I don't think that industry makes money anyway.
it makes a lot of money, but it's like the whack. I can't get into it. I'm a boomer gamer. I like. You know what it is? I don't like those kids talking smack and you can't hit them. Because like like boomer games, like we're there, we're sitting right next to each other. If you go too far, you get hit.
Yeah. You get a pillow thrown in your face, or water
Yeah.
splashed in your face or something.
But okay, but how did you fall into the e games e game commentary commentating e games announcer commentator or announcer both?
Well, they call it casting. They call it casting, and it was another thing that like I feel like it happened by chance. My first foray into gaming happened when I've always like loved playing video games and everything. And a friend of mine who worked at the then starting up esports company said, "Hey, we're looking for streamers. We want to test this out. You want to stream for us?" And I said, "Sure, why not?" So I started streaming for them. And then
What
after
game
I
were you
started,
playing?
I was playing. I was playing a lot of Overwatch,
Okay.
some RPG as well. I know it's RIP. The game is really bad right now, guys. But
I
oh
play
my
mobile.
gosh,
I
the
play mobile gaming, yo. I
original,
play mobile
the
gaming.
original.
Did you hear about the latest Mario game? Just came out.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Nostalgia hits. So after I started streaming, there was this like sort of like a casting call that went out for TV5. They were starting up this thing called the Nationals, and they were looking for hosts, announcers, and shoutcasters as well. So I auditioned because that same friend encouraged me to audition. He was like, "Hey, go for it." I was like, "Okay." I went in there. I did the screen test and everything with people who were so much more talented than I was, and I was like, I don't even know how to do any of this, but I got in for some reason. I got in, and I became one of the first reporters, I guess, for the Nationals, which is like sort of like a franchise esports league. We're trying to be like kind of like it's kind of like the PBA, but
Yeah,
for Dota, for Mobile Legends, for Tekken, and a whole host of other games that they have up their sleeve.
that's so cool. So what you call it? Like, how are you guys still on TV or like? So I mean, right now there's no real sports or not real sports, but there's no like the major sports are canceled. How's the
Yeah,
esports
yeah.
scene? Like, are you guys still? Is it still like broadcasting right now?
Well, so the problem is that I mean, in order to put up a big production like the Nationals, you still do need a crew. You still do need some sort of production there. So right now we're on hiatus as we figure out how to, operate in this hashtag new normal thing. We're scheduled to start again by August with starting off with Tekken. Oh, classic
Are
title.
you also a Tekken player?
I am not as good. I am a professional button masher. I'll say that. I'm a
Okay, so you're
professional
more of
button.
like Smash Bros is your thing.
Yeah, probably, yeah. I do play Tekken though, and I did used to love playing Huarang a lot. My
Yeah.
cousin though is a professional player. Like he has been flown like around the world to compete, and everybody
You
knows
know
him.
what? I'm so mad at my mom because like she told me like like video games and like DJing will never take me anywhere, and I was like, Mom, my whole career is from video games and DJing.
I know, I
I
know.
know. No, I got to cut her some slack because she did buy me all my first video games. So
Oh,
she did get me started on it, but then she was just always like, go to school, go to college, finish college. I'm like, I don't think I ever used my degree once. The only thing I learned from college actually was how to finish a project on time and work with other people. That was actually a
oh.
very valuable lesson.
Hey, that's valuable. That is really valuable. That is what
Yeah,
will get you work.
yeah. But my whole trajectory into Kumu, like, you want to hear this story? It's really funny.
Yeah,
It's a
no,
really
no.
fascinating one. Okay, so I was a very popular DJ in college, and then my friend started a record label, and he was just like, "Hey, can you help me do bookings in your area?" So I was doing bookings for him, like from across like Los Angeles to San Francisco, and then when I graduated college, he's like, "Hey, do you want to help me on work with my record label full time?" And I was just like, "Cool, yeah." So I was DJing for the record label, I was running marketing for them, and then when this is the same time when MP3s and stuff started becoming more popular, so record sales were going down. So I had a friend invite me to E3, and I walked into E3,
Ooh.
and I walked into 2K Sports and a bunch of other video game companies, and I started licensing all the music from our record label to the video game companies. Dude, I wish my video games were. I'm in a bunch of video game soundtracks, but yeah, so like the NBA 2K6 series and all that stuff, and then then NBA 2K had actually asked me to be their music director for the NBA 2K series. This was in like 2007ish. No, yeah, 2007ish,
Oh my
and
God.
yeah, super
Wow.
super funny. And then I had originally accepted, and then I was gonna do that till my friend launched this other company called iMeme, which was which basically was a music streaming website, which basically is what Spotify is now, like a bunch of our contracts. So I went and started. So I went back into the music industry from the video game industry, and then I was doing music licensing, and then they moved me out to Singapore to like figure out Southeast Asian how to monetize Southeast Asia. This was 2008, and then the whole market crashed, and I was just like, oh well, the U.S. looks messed up, so I just stayed in Philippines since 2008. And then I started building a bunch of nightclubs. Like I don't know if you're familiar with Black Market.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I own
Yeah.
Black Market
Oh my God.
also, and then I built this night called Bad Decisions, and it was very very popular. And then when Roland was starting Kumu, he called me up and was like, "Dude, I know you have all the kids partying like your clubs in Manila. I'm building this app. Can we get some of them to come to Kumu?" And I was just like, "Yeah, let's do Kumu." so so that's how I ended up here. But it was all DJing and video games.
That is so cool. Now I feel a little embarrassed that I, was talking about Star Wars this whole time. Dude, you have an amazing life. That is awesome.
No, well, there's other stuff that's crazy too. But I'll tell you about it later. I'll tell you some the nerdy stuff. I'm also one of the pioneers in 3D printing, but
Oh.
but that's not here or there. But I'm passionate about the Star Wars stuff.
Yeah.
Most people
How
don't know
have
my.
we just met? I feel like we should have met before.
No, we did meet before. We met at Summit.
That's right. We did meet before.
Even
We did
Roland
meet
was
before.
like, yeah, even Roland was like, I remember that girl. She was at Summit. She was like a writer, and then you were telling her about Kumu, and she seemed, and it was like, oh yeah, I remember that girl. So yeah, so we had met before in Summit, but
Yeah.
but we're still in different worlds because I think our world, we're actually at that time we weren't even in Summit yet. We were at the apartment building next to Summit. That was the Kumu office.
Oh.
So we
So
didn't we didn't even have an office at Summit yet. We just had the GGH towers next to Summit. Was we had like one condo there that we ran Kumu out of.
So you guys weren't there yet. I remember I was in Summit because I was a producer for an ad that was there, so it was just a regular gig on the side. And I remember I remember meeting you guys, and I was like, these guys are cool. They're so friendly, and I'm like, what's Kumu?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So yeah, I'm so glad you finally made it onto Kumu and you finally got a chance to explore the platform.
I
And
know.
so,
Here we
oh
are
wait,
today.
hey, you want to know what happened today? I'll show you. You want? I loaded this because I wanted to nerd out and I wanted to show off a little bit. Look what happened today. This was like about like an hour ago or 2 hours ago. Ready?
Angelo
Oh wait.
Angelo Mendez daw. Hi, nice to have you on the show.
She was talking to Vicky and Angelo and all those people. So they're all watching right now. The whole Kumu team. We're like, yeah, we're all watching right now.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh,
that's so
it's
rad.
hard.
Yeah, she randomly just popped on, and all of us were like, well, not randomly. My a friend of ours was right next to her, and she was just like, "Hey, watch this," and I was like, "What?" And then she's like, "Go on Kumu right now," and I was like, "What?" And then we're all freaking out. Then I was like, "Casey, she's on," and then like, yeah, it was like really, it was just really really crazy. But yeah, that was just
Oh my gosh, congratulations, you guys. That's amazing.
yeah, super nerd.
I love her Instagram, by the way.
Yeah, so well, we didn't know because she was kind of hinting at it. So like a couple of days ago, she was just like, if you follow her IG story, she was like, "Yeah, should I join Kumu or no?" And then it was like, 87% said yes. I don't know who you 13% that said no are. What's wrong with you guys, dude?
I know.
Why? What's wrong? Haters, dude, haters. So 87% said yes. And
We
then
gotta sit them down. We gotta talk to them.
you can't talk to those people. They just have to come to Kumu and realize
That's
like
right.
it's a
They
different
gotta see it from themselves. Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah. I mean, geez, this was a fun talk. Was there? Let me see what else. What else did I have lined up on my? Does anybody have any questions, guys? Please feel free to type the comment box. This guy, Green Archery Boy, says Heart is the queen in TikTok. I bet she is.
I love her. I love watching her. I mean, like it's kind of like a.
Hey, you sent us a
kinda
hello,
like,
hello.
hey, I did. I know. Hey, I said myself that.
Yeah. So let me see who else is. Let me see. What else is the? What else have? Yeah, I think that covered all the questions I had already. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about? Was there anything you wanted to promote or anything you wanted to plug? Like, when are your
Not
live
so much.
streams?
Well, I am at Mika Fabs, pretty much everywhere on IG, on Twitter, and yeah, I post a lot of geeky stuff, a lot of geeky content, and because I'm a huge nerd, not just for Star Wars, but I'm also like way into Lord of the Rings, video games, of course, board gaming as well. Like right now, you have like online D&D sessions.
Green
which is
Archery
cool.
wants to know if your D&D sessions. Please do that live streaming. I think that would work. But
That is right. Oh my god.
Green Archer Boy, are you Green Archer Boy because you're a LaSalle person? Is that wants to know? Have you met Elodia? Do you know Elodia?
So you know what was funny? I hadn't met her yet, even though like we have a lot of we run around the same circles and just barely met each other. So last year I got flown to BlizzCon as part of like the Philippine contingent there.
Where was this at?
This was in Anaheim in California.
Oh, okay.
So we went over there to BlizzCon, one of the biggest gaming events in the world for Blizzard Entertainment. They have like they're the ones behind World of Warcraft, StarCraft, all the crafts.
I remember
Diablo.
Warcraft. I remember Warcraft.
Yeah,
I'm that old.
Yeah.
I remember. No. Was it no EverQuest? Did they do? They didn't do EverQuest.
Oh,
I remember EverQuest. Yo, Snike Sniper says he wants a shout out.
oh
Okay.
hey, Spike Sniper. Hey. So yeah, at BlizzCon I actually met Elodia there, and she was even like at that time she was just excited that there were other Filipinos there, and she was so excited to meet us, me and my team, and then she said, "Hey, what are you guys doing like tomorrow? The next day, the convention's done and everything. We're gonna head on over to the Blizzard office and hang out there, and you'll get to see everything behind the scenes. You want to come with us?" And I said yes. So she was there, Ashley was there too, and Will. Also, and they actually took us to the Blizzard headquarters, and we just hung out with them for like the whole day. They were
Did you
super
get any free
nice.
swag? Did you get like shirts and hats and swag?
I got like we actually got to eat in the Blizzard cafe, which I feel like was enough. We got some swag, like some little pouch bags, some lanyards and everything, and I got a bookmark there.
That's dope. The coolest video game stuff I got my PS4 for free. Shout out to Sony. Thank you.
Awesome.
From DJing. So they didn't get it from me for being a video game guy. They gave it to me for being an influencer guy.
Being a DJ of all things. Well, I mean, two birds with one stone. I mean, they wanted to give it to a DJ, but it turns out you're a gamer too.
No, they actually gave me these headphones, and they told me that I just have to take I think it was like four photos a month, like once a week with the headphones on for like 3 months, and then they gave me the PS2 and the PS4 and some cash. That was pretty cool.
That is a sweet deal.
Yeah, I was like, yeah. And this was like in 2015, so it was like still when the PS4 was still kind of like new.
Right. Well, I still think there's still some amazing games that you can play on the PS4 right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's PS4 is so dope. It's almost as good as my Nintendo GameCube.
I love it. I love this retro gaming. I mean, I actually wanted to kind of like take some of the games that I have on Kumu, and since you introduced me to how to stream like this might open like a whole new door for me, because like, I mean, I admit I do play a lot of Mobile Legends. I do play a lot of PC games as well. I don't have a console yet, so I actually just used it like an emulator and everything to play all like the PS games.
Oh, well, I'm a straight console gamer. Like I hate competitive gaming. I'm a sore loser.
Can get toxic.
Well, I'm also a sore loser. I'm toxic, so I don't like losing to like. You know what game do you ever play? What's that game where you're the cars and there's like 3 of you and you're playing soccer? It's really fun.
God. Oh my god!
It's like 3-on-3 and you guys are cars.
Is it Rocket?
Yeah, Rocket League.
Rocket League, yeah, Rocket League.
That game is fun. I could do that game. That
Yeah,
one's
yeah,
pretty
it
cool.
is fun.
Yeah, that's
It
about the
kind of
only
depends on
competitive.
who you're gaming with too.
Yeah. But that one's kind of cool. That one, and Super Smash Brothers Ultimate are like kind of like the only games I can play online.
Right,
Yeah.
right, right. That's cool. I mean, like casual gaming, I feel like it's also underappreciated because I enjoy playing like my RPGs too. I love story-driven games.
Which
It
is
just
like,
so
what's your
happens
favorite
that
RPG?
right now, well, right now I'm playing Monster Hunter, but I would say one of my favorite of all time had to be, come on, Elder Scrolls. Elder Scrolls, Skyrim.
Skyrim is your favorite? I like Skyrim a
Yeah,
lot. Yeah, I actually I tend to like the what's that Bethesda.
yeah.
I like the
Exactly.
Bethesda games. So I actually beat the. I like games like that I have a chance to beat because it's like Witcher. I'm like, geez, dude, this is like having
Oh
another
yeah,
life. Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm like, yo, dude, why do I have to feed my horse? And
I know.
I was like, I don't like these
Yeah,
games. I like Luigi's Mansion 3.
a classic, a classic. I remember. Oh
Yeah.
gosh, you know what? I remember Battle City. That was one of my favorites.
Which was Battle City?
Battle City. It was on the Game Boy, and I just remember you were like this tank, and you were going through different levels. Oh my gosh, classic. Tita Gaming.
Should we get all nerdy? Like, do we have?
Oh yeah, Final Fantasy.
Okay. Anyway, dude, yeah, this could go on forever. Let's do a Tita Boomer episode next. But
Let's.
yeah, cool. So I'm supposed to say this thing on the bottom, but it's so long that I always forget it. Oh yeah. This podcast has been brought to you by the Podcast Network Asia, and we are powered by Podmetrics. You hear that? If you're not powered by Podmetrics, your podcast sucks. I don't know if I was supposed to say that.
Yay, Podmetrics.
Woo! Podmetrics. All right, Mika, Jedi Mika. Do you have a Jedi name, or do you just go by Jedi Mika Fabs?
My gamer name is actually it's Nila Varial, so people call me Nila for short. So it's like Nila, so they kind of just call me Nila. It's funny how people started calling me Nila, and I would like automatically turn like, oh yeah.
But is it so do you go by the Jedi Nila or Nila, like Nila one?
Yeah, people can or they usually just call me Nila, like Jedi Master Nila.
Oh, that's cool. Cool. That's dope. Okay. Well, I'll be sure to check out your streams coming up on Kumu. How often do you stream, and what days and times?
I usually stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. On Wednesdays at 4 p.m., I have a ballet stream. I actually stream my online ballet classes and how I usually do my workouts and everything. On Fridays at 7 p.m., I have my usual sort of geeky trivia nights. So those have been so fun, by the way. Yesterday, I had a Disney trivia night, and I got some friends, and we dressed up as Disney princesses.
I gotta show you some cool stuff. I did a trivia night once, and it was really fun. I'll show it to you like later because
Sure.
we gotta get off soon. But yo, guys, Usapan Retro, give a shout out and a thank you to Mika Fabs for joining us, talking about Jedi stuffs with the lightsaber right there, ballerina stuffs, gamer stuffs, and Cinemalaya director stuffs. Right? Super
Yeah.
tight. Cool. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching and listening. This has been Usapan Retro, the nerdiest. I don't know if the nerdiest, but it's definitely the boomerist, nerdiest podcast from the Philippines. Thank you guys for joining us. Maraming salamat, Mika. See you guys later.
Thank you.